I am once again coming to you asking for comic book recommendations. I know that meme's been dead for a few years now, and this is actually the first ever time I've done that, so it's wrong on two different fronts, but hey, there's a reason I'm on this list. Time of recording, 2026 is just getting underway, and I've decided to look forward to this year and decide which comic books I want to read. And as part of that, I'm hoping you can give me some recommendations for what my readings should be for this year. Before we jump into that, though, I want to show you a few of the books that I have personally decided as priorities to read. So, we'll start off with DC. I really like DC, but I think some people would consider me a bad fan because I have actually never read one of DC's most iconic storylines, that being Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now, I have the deluxe edition here. I got this on sale last year, and I'm looking forward to reading it. It's going to be one of the first things that I do read this year. So hopefully I'll be a slightly less bad DC fan after the fact. Now, when it comes to Marvel, I don't think people would consider me a bad fan. I think they would consider me a really bad fan. And that's because I've never read an X-Men comic. I've never read an X-Men. I've never read an X-Men comic before. I've watched the movies and stuff, but I've never read an X-Men comic. I know I have a YouTube channel all about comic books, which should probably be shut down at this point, but it's the truth. I've never read an X-Men comic before. I want to change that this year. The way I'm going to do that is start reading Chris Claremont's run on X-Men. As a matter of fact, I don't have the book because that book is out of print, and by golly, it's expensive. We'll be doing this digitally, but hey, I'm looking forward to checking out one of the most iconic runs on X-Men, and I'm looking forward to just reading X-Men in general. Moving over to Dark Horse, I haven't read a ton from Dark Horse, but I really do want to check out Hellboy. So I have actually the first two volumes of the library editions. I love the way these books feel. They're nice, they're big, they're meaty. The covers here kind of have this nice, almost fabric-like feel to them, which you may be able to see is also great for attracting cat hair. But I'm really looking forward to reading these stories. Hellboy is just a really interesting sounding character, so I'm looking forward to jumping into that. And who knows, I know he has like a whole universe that surrounds him. If I like the first couple volumes, I might be diving into a whole new world. And this is where all of you come into the picture. You see, I only have 3 books on my list right now, partly because I'm going to have a busy year outside of reading comics and I don't want to be too ambitious, but partly because I want to save a couple of slots for recommendations from all of you. I would love to hear what books you love, and who knows, maybe I will love them as well. And then at the end of the year, I'll circle back and let you know what my thoughts were about those books. As a little bit of guidance, I'm down for pretty much anything. I will say I kind of have a slight preference for non-superhero stories. I've been kind of drifting towards the superhero side of things a lot recently, not really intentionally, just sort of the way it's happened. So if you have a good non-superhero title, I'm here for it. I would also like a story that, it can be ongoing, but I'd like for the story or the title as a whole to have at least had one kind of natural stopping point. I don't want to have a title that's kind of going on and on and on, and I get to the end of the year and I haven't reached like at least some form of ending. It doesn't have to be the end of the title. As I said, as long as it's some kind of natural starting point that already exists, I'm okay with it. I think that makes sense. But outside of those two kind of requests on my part, recommend whatever you think is good. I mean, for that matter, toss away those requests. If you really like a title, forget about those requests. Just let me know. I want to hear from you down in the comments. So I look forward to reading those comments. I will let you know which books I select in hopefully a couple weeks or so. And I will see you next time.